My name is Jeff Keene. I am the chair of the 2021-2022 Nominating Committee. Thank you for joining us at the 2022 Candidates Hall and Meet and Greet later on. During today's town hall, candidates will have the opportunity to present their speeches to the AORN membership. At the end of the speeches, the candidate speeches, each candidate will be sent into breakout rooms where members can have an opportunity to ask questions of the candidates and learn more about them. Voting for the 2022 ballot will open on February 21st, 2022 and end midnight, March 22nd, 2022. Please encourage members to vote. The election results will be announced at the 2022 AORN Global Surgical Conference and Expo in New Orleans during the second House of Delegates and the closing session. Our continued goal as the nominating committee is the success of our professional organization. And you as a candidate of AORN, we are here to support you throughout the entire candidate process. Do not forget the timed aspect. Once you reach your time, your microphone will be turned off. A bell will be rung to give you a 30-second warning before that happens. Here are the members of the 2021-2022 AORN Nominating Committee. Jeffrey Keene, myself, Chair, Amy Brunson, Andrea Mary Dyer, Christopher J. Hudgens, David Reinhardt, David A. Wyatt, Committee Advisor, Lisa Wyant, Staff Liaison, and Linda Groh, CEO, Executive Director of AORN. During today's town hall, we're asking that the candidates mute their microphone as well as turn off their camera until their name has been called to speak. If you have any questions during the town hall, please type them into the question answer or into the chat section, and we will help respond to those. Nominating committee members and AORN staff will be working to monitor the chat section. As a reminder, voting opens February 22nd, 2022. You will have your opportunity to vote for the officers and committee members of AORN. Again, voting opens and voting closes on March 22nd. Here is the slate of candidates. You'll be hearing from these candidates today while they present their speeches, and then will be available for a meet and greet after the speeches. Candidates for nominating committee will be presented by Christopher Hudgens. Christopher, you may begin.
Thank you, Jeff. Good morning, everyone. The first candidate for the nominating committee is Crystal Bricker. Crystal, you can start when you're ready.
Welcome, fellow AORN members. It is an honor to be speaking with you today. My name is Crystal Bricker, and I'm a candidate for the nominating committee. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and more loved than you will ever know. This quote from Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne has always provided me encouragement on my nursing journey, as I hope it encouraged you as well. Being brave is not something we are born with, but something we work to develop. It starts by learning to speak up when patient safety is at risk. And bravery grows as we step out of our comfort zone, which many of us have done during this global pandemic. Being strong begins as we advocate for our patients and grows as we learn to advocate for ourselves in the nursing profession. Collaborating together makes us exponentially stronger, and this strength enables us to take a stand to eliminate surgical smoke in the operating room, which became a legislative reality in my state this year. And I'm committed to standing with fellow nurses in other states until this is a reality for all. Becoming smarter comes from a commitment to lifelong learning. And as an educator, continuing education, certification, and advancing degrees are all things I encourage and support in others, myself included. And as we continue to grow, it's important that we share that knowledge with others. And sharing my knowledge of perioperative practice helps to inspire others to continue to grow and assist in developing the next generation of perioperative nurses. Teaching, advocating, and promoting perioperative practice is a core part of who I am. And now I share that with you, the members of AORN. My love for perioperative nursing extends well beyond the walls of the hospital I work in. And more recently, my journey includes AORN leadership by serving on the Clinical Nurse Educator Specialty Assembly, the Guidelines Advisory Board, and supporting my local and state councils. I plan to utilize what I've learned so far to continue that growth and service on the nominating committee. It is my goal to channel my bravery, strength, knowledge, and passion into this vital role. I am committed to collaborating with my fellow nominating committee members to ensure that a diverse ballot of qualified candidates is presented to the membership. But in order to do this, I need your vote to make it happen. Together, we will make a difference in AORN's leadership. I ask for your vote of support, and remember, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and more loved than you will ever know. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. And up next, we have Carol Devlin. Carol, you can start when you're ready.
I want to share with you an example about the empowerment that I have gotten from my participation and service to AORN and other professional organizations over the past 35 years. For example, when asked why forced air warming devices must be connected to a blanket when in use, I was prepared to answer and to provide a solution to safely pre-warm the OR bed. AORN empowers us to impact patient and staff safety. When I completed the formal RNFA education program to align with the recommended practices, I was bitten by the school bug. Over the next decade, I completed an RN to BSN program, a master's in nursing education program, and I anticipate graduating with a PhD in nursing this spring. AORN has supported my education and service along the way with an educational grant and a grant to travel to AORN Expo to present for you. Choosing leaders who will support our growth and service to each other is an important aspect of candidate selection. This formal education that I have positions me to attract nurses and nursing students to perioperative nursing and to share the importance of joining AORN, including the student membership option. I am working to add perioperative nursing back into undergraduate nursing programs. This is particularly important given the growing need for qualified perioperative nurses. Being on the AORN nominating committee will position me to reach more nurses and nursing students. I will encourage them to explore and consider our specialty enthusiastically. Through participation in AORN leadership roles on the RNFA Specialty Assembly, the Global Relations Committee, my local chapter, presenting and publishing, I have learned what it takes to be a leader in our organization. As AORN leaders, we represent more than 160,000 perioperative nurses. We are relied on for perioperative education, standards, and the services provided by AORN to empower us to promote optimal patients' surgical outcomes. We need leaders who will continue to support these initiatives. As a nominating committee member, I will work to attract, grow, and select perioperative nursing leaders who will keep us strong. I ask you to further empower me to contribute to AORN and perioperative nursing by electing me to the AORN nominating committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. And up next, we have Charlie Lynn. Charlie, you can start when you're ready.
Team means that together, everyone achieves more. This could not be more true of the challenges that we face as perioperative nurses each day, challenges that are magnified as the pandemic rages on. Change is imperative to our success as to not be obsolescent with our visions and goals. Each member must make that change positive as we continue to advocate for our patients by making surgery safe together and for supporting our perioperative profession. The need is clear: increased representation, diversity, and equity through inclusion of all members. The next generation of perioperative nurse leaders must help and learn to lead as our profession continues to evolve. If you don't see a clear path for what you want, sometimes you have to make it yourself. I want to help make that path a reality for our next generation of perioperative nurse leaders. My experience as a clinical nurse, team leader, academic faculty, nurse practitioner first assist, chapter leader, and service on AORN national committees and the RNFA and advanced practice specialty assemblies have given me a firm foundation in critical thinking and problem-solving skills that are all necessary to represent our association well on the nominating committee and at the national level. My previous participation in AORN's annual strategic planning meeting with the AORN staff and board of directors has also given me the opportunity to see how my input contributes to the future work of AORN. As a member of the nominating committee, my duty extends beyond developing a well-balanced ballot. My duty as elected is to the House of Delegates and you, the members. My duty is to help develop members at all levels throughout the leadership candidacy process and not just during the election period. Nurse leaders of all backgrounds, training, experiences, leadership levels, and geographic regions must step up to shape our professional future. It is our time to take a stand and strengthen our nursing culture through common targeted purpose and growth. I want to see first-generation Asian American perioperative nurses such as myself speak up, serve, and represent the ideals of our international membership. This process begins with the nominating committee's efforts to increase the diversity of our candidate ballot and continually reevaluate the candidacy and voting practices. Our collective leadership can continue to do more to strengthen the vision of advocacy through evidence-based practice and continuing education as we fulfill our mission of making surgery safe together. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. And up next, we have Susan Lynch. Susan, you can start when you're ready.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Christopher. My name is Susan Lynch. I'm the Associate Director of Surgical Services at Penn Medicine Hospital in Westchester, PA. As we embark on our next year of AORN elections, I would like to highlight my passion in perioperative nursing and how that serves me for this committee and serves you. I bring to the table 32 years of experience in the operating room. This experience that I bring to this position includes perioperative staff nurse, quality representative, educator, staff development, first assistant, and now leadership. The educational degrees that I have obtained in nursing have also helped guide evidence-based practice, focusing on the surgical patient. The many organizations and certifications that I continually maintain provide additional support in the quest for AORN's nominating committee. My connection with both the profession and the community prepares me with various and innovative views towards solving issues. If granted this opportunity through your vote, being a member of the nominating committee will enable me the opportunity to amplify strengths, identify new opportunities, and deepen our engagement with our AORN members. This moment is of particular importance as we plan for our future and our post-pandemic profession and what it looks like for AORN and its members. The decisions we will confront while maneuvering through pandemic stressors, meeting staffing needs, and the overall fatigue and burnout will be critical to our future. AORN's mission, vision, and values will continue to serve as a beacon for our nurses as we journey through the current climate of healthcare and what we face together in our future. I remain optimistic and hopeful for our future and perioperative initiatives. We can be innovative motivators and inventors together toward our future perioperative nursing landscape and promoting safe patient care. I humbly ask for your support through your vote and would be honored to support you through serving as a member of the nominating committee for AORN. I would be grateful and proud to represent you and our members' needs during these upcoming years of service. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. And up next, we have Rod McArdle. Rod, you can start when you're ready.
Thank you. The great one, Wayne Gretzky, said, "A good hockey player plays where the puck is. A great hockey player plays where the puck is going to be." This quote resonates with me, as AORN can't stay the same. Our leaders must look to the future. As a perioperative nurse, ice hockey player, and a coach, I have learned and developed skill sets that will strengthen my role as a member of the nominating committee. My exposure to teamwork and situational awareness have provided me with the ability to communicate and work effectively within a team. I am empowered to make a difference within AORN using many of the same skill sets, such as teamwork and communication, to help identify and select the best potential leaders for the AORN ballot. Many good AORN members are content to follow our leadership of our board, officers and directors, and executive team. Our great leaders look to the future of our association, focusing on AORN's mission, vision, and values, making the decisions impacting our members and success of AORN. Through my commitment and involvement within AORN, I am ready to serve you as a member of the nominating committee. Our role is to review the potential candidates that will lead our association, select those that we believe are the best candidates to lead AORN into the future, and to create a ballot of great leaders who have the vision to see where AORN needs to go and take us there. Wayne Gretzky said, "You miss 100% of the shots you never take." I was empowered when I was selected to be a candidate for the nominating committee. Now I'm taking my best shot and asking for your vote for Rod McArdle for the nominating committee. I won't let you down. Thank you.
Thank you, Rod. And up next, we have Daphne Pineza. Daphne,
Hello,
you can start when you're
AORN
ready.
members. My name is Daphne Pineza, and I am running for the nominating committee. Simon Sinek said, "All organization starts with why, but only the great ones keep their why clear year after year." AORN, as a premier perioperative nursing organization, has maintained a rich legacy of excellence and safety. Why is it essential for AORN to accomplish this? A primary reason is that our leaders set AORN's foundation, putting the best interests of our members at the forefront. As the cycle of crisis and complex working conditions continue, the need is there for strong leaders. It is even more crucial that these leaders will strategically position and grow our association. Why is the role of the nominating committee significant? The nominating committee ensures the integrity of the vetting process. They work to sustain the members' engagement in selecting their leaders. My vision is to infuse innovative strategies in the election process. These strategies will increase quality nominations, enhance member education, and improve communication. Why should I be elected to the nominating committee? When elected, I will bring my diverse global experience as an internationally educated nurse into our deliberations. Under my leadership, my chapter was awarded AORN's Chapter of the Year. When I was chair of the Nurse Educator Specialty Assembly, I focused on collaboration between assemblies and chapters, seeing growth through strategic marketing and virtual activity. I have a genuine desire to support AORN's growth through sustainable leadership. My extensive network and highly collaborative nature will help craft a balanced ballot of qualified leaders. Together, we will develop a strong base of future leaders to help AORN thrive exponentially. My absolute joy would be to advocate for you by determining the best candidates to represent you on the national AORN ballot. Why is it important to have great candidates on the ballot? The leaders that the members elect shape the future and success of AORN. I want to help influence AORN's future. Vote for Daphne Pinessa for the nominating committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Daphne. And our last candidate for the nominating committee is Olivia Raymond. Olivia, you can start when you're ready.
Good afternoon. My name is Olivia Raymond, and I'm a perioperative nurse and robotic coordinator at Northern Light Mercy Hospital in Portland, Maine. For over 5 years, I have spent time building and growing my nursing and leadership skills to best serve the patients in my community. One of my most recent accomplishments is being part of my organization's initiative and implementation of a new robotics program that will help improve patients' access to minimally invasive surgery. To highlight some of my involvements in AORN, I have served as secretary, president-elect, and president in my local chapter. Maine is the largest state in New England, and our chapter services the entire state. Even though the pandemic has provided many challenges for our chapter, I'm excited to share that we have been able to reach new and existing members all over the state and cultivate nurse engagement through utilization of video conferencing. I am a proud member of the Continuing Education Approval Committee, where as a group we've reviewed over 100 continuing education hours during the last year. I am also a member of the Mentor Program, which has allowed me to connect with other perioperative nurses throughout the country. Being part of this program has given me new insight to my own career and provided the opportunity to connect and share experiences to help others. The role that the nominating committee plays within our organization is extremely important, as they are the leaders that review candidates and develop the ballot of individuals that will influence the guidelines and issues that we face in healthcare and operating rooms on a daily basis. I am asking for your support as a candidate of the nominating committee. I am prepared to seek innovative, talented, and dynamic candidates for our future and pledge to evaluate each nominee's application for what they bring to the table. As I have learned through experiencing the election process myself, it is important to be a strong support for candidates. I promise to be a reliable and accessible advocate. Voting in our organization is important and vital to our specialty. I am ready to bring my own unique energy to AORN's nominating committee. I will focus to identify and present the next generation of potential leaders to you who will ensure AORN's continued growth. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate your consideration.
Thank you, Olivia, and good luck to all the members and candidates of the nominating committee. Now I'll turn it back over to Jeff.
Thank you, Christopher. It's Andrea. Candidates for the board of directors will have 3 minutes to present their speech. A bell will ring at 30 seconds as a reminder time is about to expire. At this time, I would like to introduce Donna J. Doyle. Donna, you may begin.
Greetings, colleagues. My name is Donna Doyle, and I am honored to be a candidate for the AORN Board of Directors. I have been a perioperative nurse for over 40 years, and AORN has been my true north for practice and safe patient care. We are currently experiencing quite a few challenges as we grapple with practicing during the pandemic. We have changed how we care for patients, how we meet as professionals, how we handle supply chain shortages, and most importantly, how we approach staffing and ongoing and worsening nursing shortages. We have lost perioperative nurses to early retirements, travel nurse assignments, resignations, and even illness and death. But wherever patients have surgery or other invasive procedures, they deserve to receive care from a perioperative nurse. Our mission is to advocate for patient safety to ensure optimum patient outcomes, but we can't carry out our mission unless we have qualified and competent perioperative nurses who provide evidence-based care, share knowledge by mentoring others, and advocate for nursing education to include perioperative education. I possess the practice and leadership competencies, educational preparation, and experience on local and national boards to work with members and AORN leaders to support the mission, vision, and values of AORN. Recruitment and retention of perioperative nurses is vital to ensuring safe care. We must replenish our ranks to ensure AORN's future in representing perioperative nurses worldwide. Some of my experiences include having co-developed a perioperative elective with a local university, serving as an active member on the AORN Recruitment and Retention of Perioperative Nurses Task Force and the AORN Member Mentor Program, being a liaison to several local nursing programs, and mentoring perioperative nurses working towards degrees at all levels of education and preparation. I would be honored to serve as a member of the board, and I would add my voice and my talents to the organization that represents more than 200,000 perioperative nurses in the United States and internationally. I humbly ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. At this time, I will introduce Deborah Marie Ebert. Debbie, you may begin.
Thank you, Andrea, and good day, colleagues. I'm Debbie Ebert, and I'm privileged to be a candidate for the AORN Board of Directors. I'm a multi-specialty certified nurse executive, currently serving as Associate Vice President of Perioperative Services at the Memorial Hermann Texas Medical Center in Houston. I've had the privilege of practicing as a perioperative nurse since 1978, and it's my mission to give back to our profession and the professional organization that's guided me through the years. The role of the AORN Board of Directors is to develop and drive the strategic plan of our organization, focusing on excellence and outcomes. My years of experience as a nurse executive have prepared me to successfully fulfill the responsibilities of this role. I've been a member of AORN for over 25 years, served in numerous hospital leadership positions, as well as community, state, and national organizations. Some appointments have included American Cancer Society Nevada State Board of Directors, AORN Journal Editorial Board of Directors, AORN Recruitment and Retention Task Force Chair, AORN Las Vegas Chapter President, AORN Mentor Program, and Junior League Board of Directors. The qualities and skill that I possess include collaboration, clear communication, strategic vision, project management, budget planning, and critical thinking, as well as strong commitment. My 2 years as chairman of the AORN National Task Force on Recruitment and Retention have been enlightening. 1 in every 6 nurses will retire in the next 10 years. The perioperative nursing shortage is uniquely challenging, consisting not only of a shortage of bedside nurses, but also nurse leaders. This trend has been further exacerbated by the pandemic-related burnout. To address this challenge, one of our primary goals must be to train, recruit, and retain diverse, resilient, highly competent perioperative teams. Each of us here today has benefited from a wealth of experience of a past generation of nurses. When I began my OR career in 1978, I could never have imagined the journey before me. I take pride in paying forward the leadership from which I've benefited by helping others who have embarked on this challenging and rewarding path flourish as I have. As a member of the board, my overarching goal would be to leave a legacy of mentorship, promoting excellence in patient care. AORN is a beacon of best practices driving our profession forward. Our future depends on strategic planning and actions to ensure we continue to serve the needs of our members and communities. If my vision
Deb, your microphone muted.
Jeff, this is Lisa. Her time ran out.
Okay,
Thank you, Debbie. At this time, I will introduce Jessica L. Grunler. Jessica, you may begin.
My name is Jessica Grunler, and I am not just a nurse, a story for another time. I present myself to you as a lifetime member of AORN with over 35 years of perioperative experience, who recently returned to the bedside and have succeeded in circulating and scrubbing cases for the last 3 months without completely collapsing at the age of 59, which is a feat in itself. My career began as a surgical technologist, and I quickly recognized the need for professional growth throughout a combination of education and networking. The leadership of AORN has been a guide for my professional growth and fueled my passion to work with AORN on a local, state, and national level to improve outcomes for perioperative patients and nurses. Therefore, I am honored to be nominated for the AORN Board of Directors and ask for your support today. I completely rewrote my speech this week, as news facing the challenges of healthcare will be felt throughout the nursing world, especially perioperative services. AORN has continually supported nursing in the past and is in a position to address the challenges of the future. I am asking you to trust me with your vote to be included in these critical challenges. Hospital systems are attempting to stop nurses from leaving for a competing facility. States attempting to pass legislation to cap travel nurse salaries. Supply chain issues affecting items and medications used every day in the OR, and staffing ratios. AORN member delegates, you approved the perioperative safe staffing and on-call practices at the House of Delegates in 2014. Maintaining a perioperative registered nurse circulator dedicated to every patient undergoing an operative or other invasive procedure is critical as organizations are facing unprecedented nursing shortages. Additionally, AORN has partnered with Chamberlain University to educate the OR nurses of the future. AORN's focus on the value of a perioperative nurse educator in 2020 increases the commitment to nursing on a national level. AORN has a great responsibility as a premier resource for perioperative nurses as we work together as advocates for an RN circulator, workplace safety, and patient safety. Our AORN will continue to develop our membership into the leaders that will guide the decision of the future. I am honored for the opportunity to serve on the AORN Board of Directors and dedicate my time in the pursuit of success for the organization, perioperative nurses, and the patients we serve. Thank you for your consideration and your vote for the AORN.
Thank you, Jessica. At this time, I will introduce Robert J. Levin. Rob, you may begin.
Hello, my name is Robert Levin. Most of my friends and colleagues call me Rob. I'm a dynamic candidate for the AORN Board of Directors. I come with 40 years of healthcare experience, 20 years in perioperative nursing, and 20 years as a registered respiratory therapist. I'm currently dual licensed. I'd like to spend time today to share why I am your candidate. Currently an advanced nurse clinician, part of Virtua Health System, a large multi-facility system in the state of New Jersey. My service to AORN has allowed me the opportunity to work with some great teams. I've served in multiple positions on my local board, including chapter president for 2 years, state council for perioperative nursing for New Jersey, and nationally on the National Committee of Education, Global Surgical Conference Planning and Expo, and currently on Guidelines Advisory Board. I'm able to balance work and life, and I have a very supportive wife and family who allows me that opportunity. I'd like to discuss my 3 M's: mentoring, membership, and meaning. I have been mentored by many, had some excellent mentors who have guided me throughout the years. Additionally, I have mentored many through the OR in my 20 years as a perioperative nurse and nurse educator. As a board member, I will embrace mentoring from our experienced leaders and will look to mentor those planning who want to be our future leadership roles. Just like our past president, Dr. David Wyatt said, leadership is a journey of learning, one which I am convinced is never ending. Effective leaders demonstrate courage, focus, and value others. My second is membership. First, I'd like to recognize each of you for your time and commitment for being an AORN member. We have over 43,000 amazing members, many of you devoting time and effort to support AORN. For that, I say thank you. My third, M, is meaning. To me, AORN means a highly organized, committed network of professionals working together to promote safe practices and uphold the highest level of care. What does AORN mean to you? Having the right people, making the right decisions. Speaking of all my M's, I have a fourth M. It means make your vote count. So being the right candidate for the right position, I look forward to being here to represent you. Again, I want to say thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Rob. At this time, I will introduce Megan K. Nolan. Megan, you may begin.
Hello, AORN members. It means so much to be here with all of you and to join my close friends and colleagues to share my vision for the future of AORN with you. I am running for AORN Board of Directors to build our perioperative workforce for the future. Like many of you, my passion for perioperative nursing drives me to get involved with AORN. I am active with my local Mass Chapter 2201, where I serve as secretary. I engage with other perioperative leaders as chair of AORN Specialty Assembly. In those roles, I continue to hear that there are not enough perioperative nurses in ORs across the country. When I was in nursing school, it was hard to get a perioperative senior practicum. I took a weekend-long Periop 101 program so that I could have the skills to work in the operating room. Later, when I graduated from nursing school, I still couldn't find a hospital that would take a new graduate in the operating room. And I took my own Periop 101 course. It was the best time and money I ever spent. But it shouldn't be that difficult for new nurses to get started in the OR. We have come a long way in perioperative education since 2006. AORN has done amazing things to provide support and structure, like the Periop 101 program. And yet, we still struggle to recruit nurses to the perioperative environment. I believe this is partly because it isn't easy to get into the operating room. The pandemic has made it more difficult for student nurses to have robust clinical experiences, much less in the operating room. Moreover, some people don't know that there is more to nursing than the bedside. To recruit more people into nursing, we need to start to engage with students in high school when they're trying to figure out what they want to do with their futures. Advances in technology, like virtual reality, create opportunities for us to bring the operating room to classrooms. We need to harness innovation to turn the corner on perioperative nursing staffing challenges and recruit diverse candidates. Do you remember when you were first walked into the operating room? I do. It was a hip fracture and the patient was on the fracture table with the shower curtain, and it looked completely foreign to me. But that is when I knew I was going to be an OR nurse. If we can harness tools like VR to showcase the perioperative suite, I know more people will see the magic and awe of the operating room. The perioperative nursing shortage is a crisis made significantly worse during the pandemic. And we understand why people have left nursing. OR staff moving to proning teams, PACU staff deployed to ICUs. This third surge has crippled our healthcare system and further tired our nursing teams. I am grateful that AORN has always been there to provide education and support. I believe more. Did I run out of time? I did.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Thank you, Megan. At this time, I will introduce Rebecca K. Vortman. Rebecca, you may begin.
Colleagues, 11 years ago, when I joined the perioperative nursing profession, I promised myself two things: The first was that I would always take pride in my work and be an active member of my professional organization. The second was that I would work to support the next generation of nurses. Never has my commitment to serving patients, my peers, and AORN been stronger than it is right now. That is why I am running for AORN board now. AORN, as a premier specialty nursing association, works to amplify the voices of hardworking nurses who make positive differences to their patients every day. My leadership will be focused on meeting the needs of current members while attracting new ones. Electing me will provide the board a caring, strategic, and authentic leader to guide AORN in these challenging times. My personal mission is guided by this quote from a distinguished nurse leader, Carleen Kerfoot. She believed that authentic leaders generate energy to make the impossible possible by the passion for their people, their patients, and for doing the right thing. And I believe that describes me. AORN members are the lifeblood of perioperative nursing. We are strongest when we are engaged and working together for the greater good. With strong support and encouragement, our members can thrive and ensure we sustain our profession and association. This is what's at the heart of perioperative nursing and the pulse of AORN. It's falling in love with nursing over and over again and finding ways to reinvent our passion for the profession. The key responsibilities of board members include listening to current member concerns and executing solution-oriented strategies. My leadership, professional experiences, active engagement in the association make me a strong candidate. I will be responsive to the needs of the members and advance AORN's nursing excellence. As a board member, I am open to innovative ways of addressing issues while as long as they are efficient and achieve AORN's mission. I commit to find avenues for members to be engaged and to share their expertise and knowledge of our beloved profession. Lastly, not only do I have the leadership knowledge and skills to be an effective board member, I have the time, the energy, tenacity, and commitment to navigate complex systems. I am running for office because I care about our specialty practice, the patients, perioperative nurses, and the important role that AORN must play in healthcare. I care about the future of our profession, and I want to be your voice. Please vote for Becca Wortman, a strategic, authentic leader who will work to move our association forward and keep the heart of perioperative nursing beating strong. The time is now to vote for Becca Wortman, a demonstrated leader who will make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. At this time, I will introduce V. Doreen Wagner. Doreen, you may begin.
Hi, I'm Doreen Wagner, and I'm honored to be a candidate for the board of directors. When I reflect on the 30 years of activism with AORN, I remember volunteering with so many of you with our important work in our chapters, councils, specialty assemblies, and on our national committees. Together, we make a difference, and we do what matters to all of us. We, the members, are AORN. The poet Satoru says it best. Individually, we are but one drop, but together we are an ocean. Member involvement informs AORN leadership and often leads to a tidal wave of positive change. Think of Time Out and Patient Safety First. This is seen most clearly when we work together to impact what matters to all of us. Perioperative nurses always reach for excellence and growth through evidence-based resources for continuing education, our practice, and patient safety. I remember my third term on the Recommended Practices Committee. We reworked the RPs to reflect more research evidence to build our current guidelines for perioperative practice. Our leadership, led by past president Victoria Steelman, helped move those new practice guidelines into the National Guideline Clearinghouse. That was one big tidal wave. As a board member, I promise to be a leader who helps any tidal wave of change that represents what matters to all of us. As a perioperative nurse, I know your practice concerns, such as the need for legislative and regulatory efforts for safe work environment. As a nursing professor who teaches students about our perioperative specialty, you can count on me to promote more perioperative pipelines from academia to practice, like the AORN Chamberlain University partnership we started just last year. As a nurse researcher, I can help move our perioperative research roadmap strategically forward to increase the evidence we need for our practice. I am a longtime AORN member and a perioperative leader. I would be honored to continue to serve the membership as one of your next board members. As a fellow of AORN and the American Academy of Nursing, I have formed long-lasting relationships within our nursing profession that will support and inform our growth as AORN members. As always, I will serve you with commitment and dedication to represent what matters to all of us. I ask for your support. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Doreen, and thank you to all the Board of Director candidates. Candidates for the Secretary will be presented by Amy Brunson.
Thank you, Andrea. Candidates for Secretary will have 3 minutes to present their speech. A bell will ring at 30 seconds as a reminder time is about to expire. Unfortunately, due to a death in the family, Laura Gayton is not able to join us today. Instead, we will now play Laura's speech that was recorded by the AORN staff and Jeff Keene on Thursday. Here is Laura A. Gayton. Please play her recorded speech.
As a perioperative nurse, we have all witnessed the progression and transformation of healthcare. My name is Laura Gayton, and I intend to ask the difficult questions so we can participate in the type of transformational leadership that is needed today. If elected as your secretary, I pledge my skills, compassion, and experience to provide the leadership for this journey. I have served over the last 30 years at the local levels, on national committees, and most recently as chair of the nominating committee. I am the recipient of the Volunteer Leader Award for 2020, which demonstrates my experience, dedication, and servitude as a leader. This prepares me to embrace challenges and empower change. I held the position of nominating committee chair, which taught me to understand how we choose and place leaders as an AORN representative. This role has given me a diverse experience and understanding what it takes to lead a committee and develop a ballot for the future of our organization. My tenure on the nominating committee has improved my skills of collaboration, listening, and enhanced my ability to make decisive decisions. I am an innovator who wants to engage members, but also engage in boardroom discussions for the betterment and growth of our association. I will lead by focusing on our priorities. The health crisis has sparked a financial situation, causing a need to establish new priorities to ensure continued strategic alignment with our members. This is a time of constant and stressful change. I will adapt boldly and get in front of the changing circumstances by seeking input and information from diverse sources. As your secretary, I will focus communication through transparencies, always keeping the membership as my true north. I have served as secretary at the chapter level and as a member on several volunteer boards. I understand the importance of a comprehensive flow of information and open communication. I have the skill to convey this clearly and concisely, and as an officer on the board, I will be an active member to serve you. It is imperative that decisions are made keeping perioperative nursing in the forefront and AORN relevant and resilient for the future. I am a collaborator who allows others to speak, pride myself on listening, and follow through to provide answers to questions. I recognize the need for greater advocacy for the perioperative profession, and if elected, I will support the revival of the very passion that led so many of us to become perioperative nurses. Effective leaders commit to positive results, establish new metrics, monitor performance, and create a culture of accountability. Together, we can engage for impact. Let's continue the journey to ensure the future success of AORN. I am Laura Gayton, and I ask for your vote for secretary. Thank you.
At this time, I will introduce Jamie Rideout. Jamie, you may begin.
That would help, wouldn't it? Yes, thank you. Hello. The law of supply and demand describes how the price of something tends to increase when the supply of that item becomes more difficult to obtain or when the demand for that item increases. This fundamental concept plays a vital role in healthcare economics. Hospitals and healthcare organizations are facing severe employment challenges, especially when it comes to hiring and retaining qualified perioperative nurses. The financial impact of the nationwide nursing shortage on healthcare systems is that they must pay billions of dollars to recruit and retain nurses. To meet their demand, many healthcare organizations have turned to travel nurses, where the nursing supply has increased. The inflationary and excessive costs for traveling nurses threatens the very sustainability of the healthcare systems that are employing them. We must all do our part during these challenging times. I believe we as individual nurses must commit to creating and embracing a pipeline for perioperative nurses. We as individual nurses must commit to fostering a respectful, supportive, and safe learning environment for our novice nurses and orientees. Many are still being bullied out of their profession at a time when we cannot afford to lose just one. Without this individual commitment, we as nurses are creating our own self-fulfilling prophecy. Without this commitment, we as nurses are contributing to the problem. As a member-driven organization, AORN must extend its influence and expertise at the national level with legislative efforts that focus on the profession of perioperative nurses and lobby for creative solutions that help drive growth into the perioperative nursing profession. Without a pipeline, sustainability cannot happen, risking other competing organizations to attempt to fill the nursing gap with less costly labor or other creative solutions. The gap must be addressed and the gap must be filled. These are difficult challenges and uncomfortable conversations to have. Members, it's imperative that the next board election considers the candidates that are able to engage in this level of conversation. We need strong advocates on the board who have the courage to fight for our great profession, ones that appreciate the future state of nursing and our professional organization. As your secretary, I have the experience, business acumen, education, and over 28 years of perioperative service to help guide AORN. It's a great honor to be considered for the office of secretary. I'd be grateful to receive your vote, and I look forward to serving you. My name is Jamie Rideout. Thank you.
Candidates for the vice president will be presented by David Reinhardt.
Thank you, Amy. Candidates for vice president will have 3 minutes to present their speech. A bell will ring 30 seconds as a reminder time is about to expire. At this time, I will introduce Darlene Murdoch. Darlene, you may begin.
Greetings, colleagues. Thank you for your trust in allowing me to serve and represent you as AORN Secretary. During my many chapter visits, I have observed your celebrations and challenges and listened intently to your views and concerns. And during my board tenure as secretary, I have gained great new insights and become very familiar with our bylaws, policies, parliamentary procedures, and our history. My service has allowed me to progressively mature as a confident AORN leader. I demonstrate strong leadership skills and courage in the boardroom and at the bedside as a staff nurse. I serve as an effective change agent at my facility, and I am steadfast in advocating for policies and practices beneficial to our members. I am proud to exemplify the AORN values of innovation and risk-taking in these situations. The Office of the Vice President is at the forefront upholding our mission, vision, and values. And the Vice President role entails working closely with the President to facilitate the agenda and strategic plans and assumes the president's responsibilities when needed. My leadership experience and service for over a decade has prepared me well for these responsibilities. Now, we have endured unthinkable challenges that may persist post-COVID, and AORN must continue to have courageous and innovative leaders to strategically guide us through turbulent times. Innovation is crucial for sustaining growth and prosperity, and we must transcend ideas and methods that are outdated and develop those that are innovative but also effective. As your vice president, my focus will be to promote ingenuity and build and secure relationships to help diversify for our future, sustain inclusive growth, generate income, and confront the many issues our members and our profession face. My commitment is to remain connected and responsive to you, for you are the core of AORN's existence. I am a courageous and innovative leader committed to successfully leading our organization. I am also a reflective leader, possessing true grit and an innovative mindset fueled by profound passion for our noble and trusted profession. It will be my utmost pleasure and distinct honor to serve as your vice president. I humbly ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Darlene. At this time, I will introduce Christy Simmons. Christy, you may begin.
Greetings. I am Christy Simmons from Women's Hospital in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where I serve as pediatric team lead and magnet chair. We are so excited to welcome you to our home state in 2022 Expo in New Orleans. I can't wait to see each of you here. It's been a long 3 years since we've had the opportunity to meet in person, and I'm looking forward to networking and exchanging ideas with each of you. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a storyteller. I just love to tell stories. And today I'm here to ask for your vote to continue serving on the AORN Board of Directors and share my story. I believe experience matters. In the past, AORN members voted for me to be their representative to fulfill the purpose and mission of our organization. Serving on the Board of Directors is a call to serve the professional practice needs of our members. These past 4 years I have served as a board member have been invaluable to my growth as an effective board member and nurse. I think that there's only one key responsibility as a member of the Board of Directors, and that is to represent you, the member, to listen to the needs, ideas, and concerns of each member. I consider these requests when casting my vote on each decision and action of the board. I am not afraid to ask the tough questions that need to be answered. I would like to continue serving our organization as vice president and put this past experience to work for us. The past 4 years have been pivotal in our organization as we've had to flex, adapt, and change virtually everything in how we serve our members and how we do business in the present extreme environment of healthcare. Our local chapters are the foundation of AORN, and we need to continue to support them at national level. We need to reinforce the need to be passionate, to cross boundaries, and embrace innovative ideas as we develop our tactical plans. The experience I now have at local, state, and national level will enable me to represent the interest of the organization as well as the true heart of AORN, you, the individual perioperative nurse. As perioperative nurses, we need to be active in our association. Each generation, each chapter, and each member of AORN needs something different from our organization. I think we as leaders who can communicate across boundaries and engage members in ways they understand and respond to. We must develop and support new methods and media to educate, inform, and inspire both our newer and established members, and continue to stress the importance of being a member of our professional organization. As member of the baby boom generation, colleague of Generation X, mother of the millennial generation, and grandmother of the last generation, I speak the language and use the method of each group on a daily basis. When casting our vote, we need to ask the candidate if their heart is in the right place. Do they really want to serve AORN, or do they want AORN to serve them? If elected, I'm ready to perform the role of vice president and to serve, assist, and assume the role of president as needed. I'm a perioperative clinical nurse. There's nothing else I'd rather be. I'm Christy Simmons. This is my story. I ask for your vote to continue serving our organization. And I hope to see each of you in the Big Easy where we can all let the good times roll. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy, and thank you both of the vice president candidates. The candidates for president-elect will be presented by Jeffrey Keene.
Thank you, David. Candidates for president-elect will have 5 5 minutes to present their speech. A bell will ring at 30 seconds. As a reminder, time is about to expire. At this time, I will introduce Brenda Larkin. Brenda, you may begin.
Friends and colleagues, I'm here today to ask for your support to be AORN's next president-elect. This role is critical for AORN. The president-elect, along with the board of directors, envisions and guides the direction of the association. We must maintain relevance with our current and future members to be successful. As your president-elect, I can pivot to address the changing times in healthcare and nursing, especially perioperative nursing. I adapt easily to changing situations and will make well-informed decisions using input from members, committees, and task forces. An agent for change and not being satisfied with the status quo is a central part of my character and my practice as a clinical nurse specialist. I'm not afraid to try new methods like implementing smoke evacuation in 2013. Einstein has said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. As part of the board that successfully hosted 2 virtual conferences, I have demonstrated creative solutions to changing situations. My business skills have been honed by running a successful business alongside my nursing career. The depth and breadth of my experiences has prepared me to seamlessly assume the role of president-elect. In addition, my successful policy influence provided needed strength to pass Oregon's smoke legislation. I envision the future that we want to create and will execute on that plan to meet those goals with member involvement. I will bring this energy as your president-elect so that AORN will excel in the changing healthcare environment while bringing our members the tools and education needed to be successful in all aspects of perioperative nursing. During my service on the board, I established myself as a highly collaborative leader, bringing together varied points of view by actively listening and collaborating with all involved. Building consensus and trust are imperative for membership and board engagement. I actively seek all members of a group to elicit their contributions to discussions and decisions. These qualities are consistent with our values. I know that to obtain the results for any issue or process, you need to gather as many viewpoints as possible. This way, you can achieve the best outcome. As an authentic leader, I will work hard to achieve the goals of our association. Those goals must include strengthening the membership at all levels. Members must be ensured that they have the opportunity for professional growth, service, and engagement from being part of our great association. We are one of the most well-established nursing professional associations in the world. We must continue to build upon our strength and encourage the next generation to lead us in the future. I will focus on deliberate succession planning by creating positions on committees and task forces for emerging leaders. In just decades, we have moved from the industrial age through the information age and have entered the digital age. AORN has demonstrated its resiliency in making recent adjustments to the virtual world. We must find new ways to engage our members differently in this digital age. The success of the virtual conference has displayed our flexibility in delivering education on a large scale. Let us not forget that we, the members, are the strength and, in fact, the reason for our association. Participating in our governance processes and allowing our members to discuss the business of the association and be heard must not be neglected. I will make the work of the board more transparent to ensure that crucial decisions include member input. I believe that I've been called to serve AORN and our members and want to take AORN to a level where all members can fulfill their future and the future of perioperative nursing within our association. The members' needs should drive the programs of our association so that their professional and leadership growth can be fostered. Socrates said, "The secret of change is to focus all your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new." As your future president, I pledge to focus on improving our association to identify and meet our members' needs. I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. At this time, I will introduce Elizabeth S. Pincus for President-elect. Liz, you may begin.
I am proud and honored to stand before you today with an opportunity to discuss my qualifications for President-elect and my vision for the future of our association. We have had 2 very difficult years, 2 years where our resilience and our skills have been put to the test. We've witnessed immense change in our hospitals, and we are working to adapt to the new normal. We have been stretched personally and professionally. As OR nurses, we advocate for our patients like no other specialty can. And as the backbone of perioperative nursing, AORN must advocate and support you with tools and resources, not only for your clinical practice, but also for your overall health and well-being. And as your president, AORN will continue to provide this support. We need to continue our grassroots effort to prioritize the physical health of our OR teams and our patients with our ongoing commitment to smoke evacuation legislation. Government Affairs is working with 11 states this year, but we cannot stop until this effort reaches all 50 states. This is vital to AORN's ongoing commitment and dedication to you, and is one step closer to our goal of safer surgery together. Another major challenge facing us today is the exit of experienced OR nurses and no pipeline to replace them. AORN has partnered with Chamberlain University to start to address the shortage. We've seen the limitations placed on hospitals, and it will be critical to expand this program, looking for other universities to partner with. We need to focus on the shortage to keep our patients safe and to address that burnout that we are all facing. So what do I want to focus on as your president? First, I am very passionate about mentoring and expanding our mentoring program. We must pay it forward, and at each stage of our career, we need mentors to coach us and guide us. We have so many members at all stages of their nursing journeys who could benefit from this program. I want to open doors for others and give them the same opportunities that were given to me. This will support us as individuals, as a specialty, and as an association for years to come. Another priority is to find new and better ways to hear the voice of our members, to hear what you want and what you need from AORN. While this has been a conversation in the boardroom for several years, I have my own ideas of how I would like to approach it. We have a wonderfully diverse membership, and we need to tailor the member experience rather than provide a single experience for all. The foundation to improve this is being worked on, but I would like to prioritize this as your president. Over the past 2 years, we have learned that we need to grow our distance events and change our way of doing business. While we are so fond of our face-to-face events, they are no longer the norm. We must adapt and have technology that supports a hybrid model that we absolutely must offer. It must be an option moving forward. I'm currently serving my 6th year on your board and my 4th as an officer, so I am well poised to continue to serve as your PE and then as your president. I bring both a clinical and a business perspective to the boardroom. Having been a member of our Finance and Audit Committee, I possess a thorough understanding of our finances. It is these dollars that fund our mission and vision and help AORN support our members. Without industry and organizational dollars, we would not be able to focus on our intellectual property, our technology, or be able to sustain the level of quality that AORN members need. On several occasions during my 2 years as your vice president, I have been able to step in for both of our presidents, which has uniquely prepared me to take this next step. I've had the opportunity to lead and speak on your behalf. I am now ready and prepared to be your voice with other nursing associations and with our surgeon, anesthesia, and industry partners. I will speak for us. I'm an experienced board member who understands the business of our association. We have a solid financial plan and a strategic plan that lets us advocate for members and for our patients, and that must continue to be priority number 1. The board must continue to grow the business that supports our mission, vision, and our values. I ask for your confidence and vote in allowing me to continue to serve our profession and membership as your president-elect and then as your president. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. This concludes the candidate speech portion of today's town hall. At this time, I would like to thank all of the candidates for their time and preparing their speeches. And I just want to acknowledge all of them. Great job today. Also, I'd like to thank all of our current board members that are with us here today, as well as our officers, and as well as any of our past board members and past presidents. Lastly, but I think most importantly, I would like to thank all of our members who have taken the time this morning to be here for this town hall. It's very important that you understand who the candidates are when going to vote this year. And as a reminder, voting will begin February 21st and continue until midnight on March 22nd. Don't forget to vote.